I thought he mixed his pitches. I thought we hit the ball better than probably the amount of hits that we had today. They played good defense behind him. I thought he used his fastball up and down, and he used his breaking ball pretty effectively.
Montgomery got into some trouble early there, was really able to limit the damage. When a young pitcher is able to show you that, do you learn something about him?
Yeah, we've talked about, we think he has a lot of poise for a young pitcher when he's out there, and I thought he again did today. You look at the first three innings, he didn't really have but his curveball. That was all he had, and he didn't throw a good changeup until the end of the fourth inning, and then kind of got that going. But I thought he did a really good job of minimizing damage.
Second time in 3 starts that you've mentioned that he just hasn't had all of his pitches. Why do you think he's a tick-off mechanically?
Well, it happens early in the year. I think for guys, you get days off. They're not always on normal rest. There's a bunch of things. There's probably emotions there as well. There's probably a lot of things going through. But he'll get it. He'll figure it out.
Joe, pitchers often say that there's a lot more outings that they don't have their good stuff than the ones that they do. How encouraging is it that 2 out of 3 starts he really hasn't had all of his stuff and he's managed to give you guys?
I think it's really encouraging. I think it's a pretty big step so far for a young pitcher at this level. Not to have all your stuff and be able to minimize damage. The bases loaded in the first and nobody out, and seemed to gave up the 1 run. So that says something about him, and you want him to keep taking steps forward. And I thought he took another one today.
With the way Nova pitched today, the way he's pitched since August, and he's 29 when he was traded. Is it fair to say that maybe you guys gave up on him too early?
No. I think you look at the numbers at our place. He had some good years. He had some tough years. We had to make a decision. Last year at that time, we thought it was the right move to make, and we made the move. And you don't look back.
Given hindsight, though.
No.
The way you guys have been coming back this year, you had to like the way that 9th inning unfolded, especially after the error.
We had a chance. We had a chance in the 8th, too. 8th and the 9th. We just weren't able to get the big hit when we needed to. So, this group keeps fighting, and that's a really good sign. You give yourself opportunities, and you're going to win some of those games, and those are important games to win, the ones when you come back late.
Obviously, you make all these moves for reasons, but then at the end, when you have Cosmo there, no one else to go to, is that just a tough situation?
Yeah, well, when I look at it, you don't know if you're going to get to that spot. When you make those moves, you can't guarantee that you're going to get to that spot. So, it's just the way it worked out today.
Joe, go.
That might have blown up on Mitchell in the past.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job of getting out of that inning too, because he seemed off a little bit, the first 3 hitters, and then he kind of figured it out. So that is an inning that could have became a problem for him. He kept us right there and gave us a chance.
When you face the Red Sox, Joe, do you learn more about your team in a series against them than, say, Pittsburgh?
You can. You can. Obviously, it's a very talented group. We know that, and we're going to see good starting pitching and good bullpen, and they run the bases, they hit. They do a lot of things, so you can. Sometimes it's when you play a team as much as who you're playing to.
I know Holiday isn't accustomed to pinch hitting. Is it just going to be good to get him back in the lineup?
Yeah. We won't deal with this until the next road trip. We'll see what we do the next road trip.
Are any of those guys who are struggling, whether it be him or Brett or Greg, a concern of yours?
I really believe they'll get going. I thought Girardi hit the ball hard twice. I think Bird's at-bats have been good. I thought Matty put a good at-bat there. So, you'd like to get them going sooner than later, but I feel really good about them.
What do you tell Joe? I don't know how many young players have played against the Red Sox and Fenway. What kind of advice would you give them about going into a series like that?
Just go play your game. It's the same game. Might be a little different atmosphere, but it's the same game. It's not going to change. So you have to execute defensively, you have to execute your pitches, and you have to swing the bats.
With Alex gone, who do you think they're going to boo?
I don't know. It's not something I really think about.